Well, as if you couldn't tell from the fact that I'm so awake, I can't sleep. Um, there's a lot going on in my head. That's generally why I can't sleep. Um, like, right before I started talking, I had all these things to say, but now that I've said something, I don't know what to say. I mean, if you watch these videos, you know what you're in for. I'll figure it out, probably, hopefully, maybe. Um, I don't know. There's so much in my head, usually. Like, okay, so most people count sheep to go to sleep, but I don't. I contemplate the timelines of fandoms that I'm into. Like, I lay there on my pillow and I'm like thinking about how inconsistent time travel is in Star Trek, and like trying to figure out how old Ahsoka Tano is in the new Disney Plus series, and I think she's 45. But like, I don't know. I'm not trying to make sense in my head out of Masters of the Universe, which just doesn't make sense. And that winds up not putting me to sleep, but just keeping me awake. But I don't know, it's been a rough day. It's been a challenging day. It's been a challenging week. Like, so much is going on. Like, I don't think I mentioned, like, I did this, I did a vlog called A Lot's Happened. And I completely forgot to mention in that vlog, I was talking about, I think, getting laid off, and I don't even remember, like something else. Like, I talked about two big things. Oh, I talked about um, Matt's dad passing away, and I talked about getting laid off and getting a new job 4 hours later. I mean, all that was big enough that I forgot to mention that my public storage unit flooded. So it's been weeks of trying to get, like, because I had two public storage units. I had a big one from when I had to move out of the house. Um, see the 3-part What Happened vlog series Matt and I did explaining all that, like losing the house and everything and having to get out of there really fast. And so we got this big public storage unit because I had not just my stuff that was in the house, but mostly all of Mom's worldly possessions, all of my dad's worldly possessions, just so much stuff, and we couldn't possibly fit it in this house, and so that we rented. And we renewed the lease, by the way. We're going to be here another year. So that's cool. But yeah, anyway, where am I? I'm like down here. Why am I down here? I should be up here. um, just like, I can't sleep. No, neither can you, because that was creepy. So what was I saying? Right. So, put everything in this big public storage unit, but I already had a public storage unit, a little one. So I had two public storage units, and it was costing me a lot of money over the past year, because just so much has been going on. It's been like juggling one crisis after another, and so here's more, like, public storage unit floods, stuff got destroyed. Like, I feel like I came out better than most people there, but they're condemning the building, so like we had to get out of it. Matt helped, his brother helped, Nick Aston helped move all of my family treasures out of that big storage unit into an even bigger one, because the idea was to consolidate the two storage units and hopefully go through stuff and, within a pretty short amount of time, so that I don't have to keep the big storage unit, because it's really expensive. So for a minute I was the guy with 3 public storage units, and like we did finally get everything out of the old big public storage unit that was, yes, not the new big public storage. We have the little and the old big and the new bigger, I guess. But yeah, so today I was trying to move everything out of the little public storage unit by myself, and I got about half done, but it was such a crazy day, in part because I almost died at work yesterday. Like, that's another story. But like, freaking, so I almost died at work yesterday. Like, getting crushed. I'll just choose to be fast. I'll just say I used literally all of my strength for the first time ever in my life. And I know this for a fact. I'll come back to that story. That's a good story. But maybe it's not a good story. I don't know. It could get me, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. But I don't get in trouble. I mean, so like, anyway, my body was done this morning, so I was already tired, but I was optimistic because it's a little public storage unit. Like, I went and looked at it, and it was smaller than I remembered it. I was just like, yes, I'm going to get this done and have my whole Saturday. And I also had this thing for the severance paperwork that has to be turned in by Monday that I had a question about, which is what delayed it. And I got that question answered last week, and so I was going to scan it and email it, but then I was like, oh yeah, my scanner doesn't work with my new computer. I have to buy a whole new scanner because it's no longer supported by the company that made the scanner. I can't get it to work. Like, I can't think of the word. What's it called? The stuff that makes it upload onto your computer. I can't get that from the producers. I can't think of words because I'm really tired. But the manufacturer's website, I can't get the what's it's called, so I can't use it. The end. And I have to get a new one, but I don't want to spend money because I hate spending money. And so I had to go to FedEx Kinko's and scan it on to a flash drive. That was part of my day, but yeah, so like, everything went wrong today. Everything went wrong. Except Matt made burgers. That went right. That was good. Vegan burgers. So anyway, like, how did it all go? Everything was going fine, so I went to rent a van from U-Haul, because I thought that's all I would need, right? Because it's not that much stuff. And U-Haul didn't have a van, and then I was trying to find one, and I don't even remember everything that went wrong. It just all went wrong. Like, I got to public storage, and I went to pick up, like, I couldn't find it. Finally booked one on the internet, went to go pick it up, and then they wouldn't let me have it because I didn't have a credit card. Like, so I had to come get Matt, and he drove me back up there so I could just get in the van and go. Because he had his things going on. Don't be like, well, why wasn't Matt helping you? Why weren't your roommates helping you? Well, I didn't ask them to. I told them I could do this one by myself because I thought it would be fine. But yeah, so we went down there and then they didn't ask for the credit card. So I'm like, well, that was pointless. But then I couldn't back up the van because it had writing on the window and it was really close to this van next to it that had writing on the side. My eyes couldn't, like it was messing up my depth perception. And I don't know, I just got stressed out, and then Matt backed it out, and I'm like, well, I guess you did have a reason to be here after all. And I'm just rambling, but I did remember, like, I was trying to put air in my tires before that, and my car tires, and every place I went to, every gas station, the air pump was broken, which wasn't apparent on most of them until after I had already paid $2 flippin' for air. And so I was getting frustrated because I couldn't get my tires aired up because all of them were low for some reason. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I had a bad day. Like, I was enraged all the time. I couldn't adjust the mirrors on the van once I got it, so I couldn't see. I almost ran over someone. And I was just screaming and swearing a lot all by myself today. And then, like, it was way harder to load the van by myself than I thought it would be, just because after yesterday, what happened to me yesterday, my muscles were just over. But I did manage to get a whole load into the van and unload it in the new public storage unit. Oh, my shadow's weird. My shadow is creeping up on me. I'm a weirdo, but I love that about myself. Anyway, that's all because I'm bad at doing lighting. And I keep going, what am I doing down here? Anyway, so I got that done, but I was enraged. I was just enraged all day, which also wore me out because I didn't act like I started at 8 in the morning and didn't actually get started until after 5. It took that long to get air in my tires and to rent a van. And because then I got to the little public storage unit, I drove all the way there in the van, and my access code wouldn't work to open the gate. And so I had to drive all the way home and look at how I wrote it down wrong in my phone. Like, I had to look at the little card that I had that I didn't think I needed anymore because I had all the information written down in the notes in my phone. And then go all the way back again, and I ate a Buddha bowl, like a TV dinner Buddha bowl. It was disgusting. And that enraged me, like opening the box enraged me. I don't know, I was just enraged all day. So by the time I actually got back to the public storage unit again to start taking stuff out of it, I was exhausted just from everything else I'd done today. And I would have done another load anyway, but I ran out of time before they closed. So now I have to get up at 6 in the morning. No, I have to be there at 6 in the morning because I have to turn the van back in at 8. So I'm stressed out and enraged and really tired, and I can't sleep. And I hope you're still here because that was really tedious. That was a tedious tale. At least it was tedious to live through. So let me tell you about how I almost died. That's probably more interesting. I don't know. It's not that interesting. And I probably shouldn't tell this story. So I was up on a ladder at work all by myself. And like this super heavy box was coming down on top of me. And I'm on top of this really high ladder. See, my shadow's excited about this story. My shadow's like, it was so high. And so, like, I'm up on top of the ladder, the big heavy frickin' box is coming down, and I'm like already tired. Like, it's a lot of physical stuff at work. So I'm trying to push it up, but I'm also gripping. Oh my gosh, I'm sore everywhere. So like I'm gripping the bar on the ladder, and like this thing's coming down on me, and my legs are shot at this point. Like I'm in a terrible position, and trying to put this box back up, but I have to like use all of my body to do it, and I couldn't. I mean, that's the absolute truth of it. It was beyond what I perceived to be my physical capacity, because um, like what was about to happen, and it's that I was going to be bent backwards in half, knocked off the top of the ladder, fall to my death, and then be crushed by this box. That is the glorious manner in which I was about to depart this world. And so I was a little bit stressed out, and then I used up the last of my strength, and I collapsed and didn't die. And this is the weird part, because like I collapsed, and this is what that felt like. To me, the best way to describe it, and it's a cool thing to have experienced because I can use this somewhere in a book someday, pretty sure. But it's like if you're climbing a rope, you know, and you're really exerting yourself, like you feel every bit of your effort, and you feel that you're pulling yourself up, and it's hard, right? But if someone cuts that rope, that's what it felt like happened to me. That's what happens when you literally use the last ounce of your strength to try to not get killed by a box. And like I was done. I was out. My batteries were dead. And I felt myself just crumple. And my last words would have been very naughty. Had those been my last words. The initials GFD. That would have been the last utterance of this mortal form. But in all of like an instant, like I'm going down, no strength in arm, no strength in legs, I can't hold on to the ladder anymore, I'm done. The rope has been cut. And so I am just aware that I'm dying now, but then suddenly I'm standing up. Like, just straight up. I'm just standing straight up like Superman. I just push the box up where it goes, and I didn't feel anything. Like, in my arms and legs, I felt no strength. Like, nothing changed. Just suddenly I'm standing straight up like it's nothing. It's like, oh, you ran out of strength? Well, let's use something else then, I guess. Let's use the force, right, Shadow? Use the force. Like, that's what happened. I don't know. That's what happened. I was there. And it was really weird. And really profound, and I was shook beyond all reason afterwards. I didn't even tell anybody at work, because why bother? I mean, but like, yeah, no one saw me. Like, I legitimately would have died. Or at least been very injured, very crippled, like paraplegic crippled. And somehow I just stood up and just lifted that box. And the thing is, like, I've been struggling under that weight, and then it's like it was as light as a feather when I stood back up. It was weird. And it made me think about like those stories you hear about moms whose child is trapped under a car, and then suddenly they get this adrenaline rush and they can just lift that car off of their child. I think that's kind of what happened. But I don't know where or how. Like, where did that come from? I don't know. It was weird. That's all. And so I was thinking it would be funny if it was like God himself reaching down, or herself, reaching down to spare my life because that's not when I was supposed to go. So I was like, if that's the case, then yeah, I've still got things to do. Like my shadow. Like you can't even see my hands down here. That's kind of fun. Anyway, that's what God wanted me to live for, is to do weird shadow puppetry in an I Can't Sleep video. But no, but I was thinking all day, like, it would be funny if God himself reached down and was like, no, get up, dude, you're not done yet, you got stuff to do. But all he was saving me for was to die in a car wreck at 6 o'clock that night. Like, that's how, I was only just a little too early. It wasn't my time. Your time isn't for like another 3 hours. But no, I think it was earlier in the day, but it doesn't matter. Let's not quibble over the timeline. It was all in the same day. But yeah, then today I was thinking that again. I'm like, oh no, what if this is it? Like, no, you weren't supposed to die falling off a ladder and getting crushed by a box yesterday. You're supposed to die today from a heat stroke, pushing yourself too far. But what was cool about today is that I could tell, I now know, like, I'm very intimate with my limits. I know exactly what it feels like to hit the end of my rope, to be 100% out of strength, and I could feel myself getting there, and I'm like, oh, no, I am not going to push myself one iota further, because here is the limit. I'm at it. I'm at my limit. I know this for a fact, because yesterday I done crossed my limit and survived only by way of miracle. So I'm not gonna push that particular envelope. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days, and I still have to, I'm so tired of moving. Like, I never want to have to, I need a break from moving. Like, I feel like I've been moving for a year. Like, it's crisis moving, and I haven't had time to do anything. Like, and the living room is full of stuff, like, that I have to go through. Like, we have to figure out what to do with paintings. Because, fun fact, the new storage unit has rats. When we were first moving everything in, I saw a little adorable baby rat. And today I saw a dead rat. And there's rat traps everywhere. So I'm like, I can't put all these, like, family paintings and such in there with rats. But we also can't hang them all. There is an art museum's worth of paintings, like stuff from my great-grandmother, stuff from my on my mother's side, like her mother and her grandmother. Her grandmother did one painting that I have, but my grandma did a lot, and they're great. I love those paintings. And my Uncle Mark, like, I love my Uncle Mark's paintings, and I could hang like all of those up, probably. Like, I don't know, but and then there's other art, like my dad and his wife had all this art that I've got in storage that they just bought. So, like, we have to figure out, I'm going to try to sort it by whose it is, and then figure out what everybody's comfortable or happy with hanging up in the house, and then try to find a way to put them in storage that they won't get destroyed by rats. So, I don't know. And I'm fading fast. I'm so tired. And yet I cannot sleep. That was quiet of me. I didn't say any words. So, I'm wearing pajama pants, as you can see. I thought that needed to be pointed out. And I'm wearing this hat, even though it's not seasonal. This hat's not ripe yet. It's not in season. It's like you have to put chemicals in it to make it bloom this time of year, in the summer. But I like it. I like wearing it at night when I'm doing these videos because it makes me feel like a very strange and small thing is giving me a hug. And I like a hug on my head. A strange small thing is hugging my head. And I like that. I like hugs. Except when I don't. Like, I don't know. I like hugs from people I like hugs from. And this hat. I like getting hugged by this hat. Am I way down there again? Okay. Hello. Hello. I'm bad at lighting. There's a ring light over there aimed in some direction and it's like blinding me. My bathroom light is on. My shadow is really skinny. It's really skinny. Am I really skinny? I don't know if you can see bruises from when I was nearly crushed. I've got a candle going because someone smelly came in the house yesterday. There's a story. Smelly, I hope you're watching. Because, like, it reeked in this house like a gas station bathroom. That's what it smelled like. And, like, I don't know. He was smoking something funny, as it turns out, as I was later informed. Because I thought maybe somebody smoked a cigarette in the house, but it didn't smell like it smelled like a gas station bathroom. It just smelled horrible. Like it smelled like an ashtray probably tastes. But yeah, it turns out he was smoking something, but it wasn't a cigarette. So, I don't know. And, but he left, and the smell left with him. And, like, so I was out there spraying Febreze in the hall. Like, it was so, I couldn't sleep because of it. Like, if I did a video last night, it would have been, I can't sleep because my house reeks. My house smells like a gas station bathroom. Good times. Good times. But I don't know. I don't know what else to really talk about. Just been enraged a lot. Really hot. I can't wait for it to cool down. Because the heat helps nothing in my life. The heat helps nothing. It makes everything worse. Like, you know, if you're angry and you get really hot, then that makes it worse. You're just angrier. You're angry at the heat. You're angry at the sun and at God, and you're angry at the devil for not giving you a better deal. Like, you're angry at your shoes. I was angry at my shoes. Like, I don't know. You're angry at a van that you're driving. But, gosh, this hat makes me feel so hugged. I'm just hugged. It just makes me want to go to sleep. But I don't want to go to sleep because when I go to sleep, I'll wake up and, like, then it'll be the next moment, you know? Because that's how tired I am. I don't know if I'll have dreams. But, yeah, I don't want to go to sleep because right now it's hours before I have to be back doing public storage, crisis moving again. Because now the crisis is, it's just too expensive. Because I got a deal like $1, I think, for the first month or something, or $50. I don't remember. I got a cheap first month on the big new storage unit. But that month is almost over, and I need it to get out of the little one, or I'll be paying way too much money next month. So that's the crisis now. So I have to, because I don't have another weekend before the end of the month. So I have to get out tomorrow. And I'm so tired. And I don't want to do it. And I just want to soak my muscles in a hot shower. Because that helps. That helps me a lot. On days I come home from work and I'm just beat up. I just soak my muscles, they feel so good afterwards, and then I don't, like, my feet will hurt like crazy to where I can't even walk, and then, like, I'll just let them drench in the lava for a little while, which is ironic because it's like the heat's killing me, but then a hot shower is like a whole different animal. But I want to do that, but I don't know if I have time. Because I really do have to go to sleep. But then the next thing I do is wake up and have to get ready and go move stuff. And there's a washer and dryer in there. It's going to be heavy. And everybody's busy now. Like, I can do it by myself. Like, if I'd been able to start this morning, I would have finished it. But because I couldn't actually get started until, like, evening, that's why I didn't finish it today, which was really frustrating. Because there's stuff that's been in there for years that I've wanted. Like, there's stuff from my old apartment. Like, when I had to move in with my mother and all that, I had to put a lot of my apartment stuff in storage because there was nowhere for it in that house. And then when I left the church, that's a story I should tell someday. Just because it's such a big part of my story. But I'm not going to tell it today. But, yeah, so I had to put all my office stuff in there just quickly. So that's what's in there. My apartment stuff and my youth ministry office stuff. So there's some treasures in there. And, but the treasure I was most looking forward to getting out of there is this big brown rug. Brown and red, I don't remember. It has some sort of pattern on it. But it was in my office for years when I was a youth minister. Like the whole 8 years. I had that in my office. And because this rug, I think I got it from my cousin Mary. Like, she was getting rid of it. And it was this great rug. And I want to put it in my bedroom. I think it'll make it cozy. Like, I've wanted a rug in here ever since we moved in. But they're expensive. They're so ridiculously expensive, and I just do not like to spend money. Even when I have it. And I have like, I don't know, like I have bank trauma. I don't even like to look at my bank balance. I have a really hard time paying bills. I was telling Matt about it earlier tonight. Because I was looking it up because, like, we went to the grocery store to get hamburger fixings and we got the bottled water that I like, that I take to work and stuff. And I didn't want him to pay for that, so I was going to Zelle him, like, money to cover those waters. And it requires me to open my banking app. And I'm always, like, I don't want to pay bills. Like, I will wait till the last possible second to pay bills, to pay the rent, to Zelle somebody for something, like, because I am so scared of opening my bank account and seeing that it's all gone. Like, all my money is gone. Because it happened to me too many times in recent years. Where just rich people kept stealing my money. I'm so fed up with that stuff, but I'm not going to go into, I don't want to go into a rage. I don't want to exacerbate my enraged state. I'm kind of calming down. That's what this video is doing. It's calming me down. It's calming me down. Like, there you go. I'm trying to make my shadow pat my head, but it just looks like I'm weird, because I am. But I'm happy. Feeling fine. Or feeling glad. I don't know how that song goes. I got sunshine in a bag. Like, that would be weird. That would probably burn. That would probably burn a lot. Like, you'd probably incinerate the earth if you had sunshine in a bag. I don't know. I mean, sunshine, that's not the sun itself. So sunshine in a bag, that could be nice. That could be pleasant. I don't know. I've never had sunshine in a bag. I wonder if that's a euphemism for something. Are they singing about drugs? I don't know. I don't know. I have to ask the gorillas. The gorillas. The monkeys. I wonder, like, most of the monkeys are gone now. That band. Then there was the New Monkeys. Now there's the gorillas. No relation, as far as I'm aware. I'm glad I'm in a band and don't have to come up with a name. Gosh, I'm tired of just saying stupid stuff. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's where I'm at. And I'm like so tired. I guess I've calmed down. That's good. I'm no longer feeling enraged. Actively enraged, I should say. So I think I'll call that a video. Because being calm is making me very, very sleepy. I might not even try to, like, figure out fanboy timelines in my head when my head hits the pillow. I may just go to sleep. I don't know. But it's sad because I feel like there's more I could have talked about. But I can do more of these videos. Maybe next time I can do one in my sleep. Like, I'm just talking nonsense now. I'm so tired. So yeah, this has been me, and will hopefully continue to be me. If you like my I Can't Sleep videos, that's something worth subscribing for, right? I used to have 26 subscribers. Now I have 25 because I kept making videos. That's what I tell people. That's why I have 25 now, because I just kept doing it. And they're like, wait, why did I subscribe to this? Well, it went from 26 down to 24, then back up to 25. So if you want to make it go back up to 26, I'd greatly appreciate that. And I'll keep making these videos for a little bit. And I make other kind of videos on here too, weird videos, I guess. Like, I vlog. I do conversations in sunglasses. I have fun. That's what I'm doing here. I'm having fun. So if you like that, please subscribe. Please like this video if you liked it. Like it if you didn't like it. I won't tell. I won't tell anyone. I'll just be like, yeah, they liked it. And also, my writing, I have a new short story out called In Wine Lies the Truth. It's on Kindle. You can get a paperback of it through my website, glensladeclarkjr.com, where you can find all my writing, all my videos, the podcast I do with Matt called Autodidactica. It's all on there. Narcissism Central, glensladeclarkjr.com. So, end of commercial and end of video. So, I'm going to go to sleep. In the meantime, I wish you sweet dreams. I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go of this moment. We're having a moment, me and my shadow. Me and my shadow. I really need to stop. So I'm going to. Good night, and thanks for sitting up with me.